Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back. I know you guys missed us. So we're back again. So I think you guys are gonna see us more often this time because we're starting off with Canberra Survivor, and then we're gonna go to Backyard, and then we're gonna go to Melbourne. I'm not sure whether we're gonna be for Melbourne, but we're gonna be there for a few months. So joining me today again, I have Josh, my partner in crime. How are you,
Hi.
Josh?
Hi. How you going? I'm good.
Are you ready to
I'm
roast some
good.
people?
Look, I feel like I may have offended people last time. But you know what? If I was getting roasted, I would love it. So yeah, deal with it, I guess.
I have one person I want to roast, but we'll get there when we when we get there. And we have Dustyn. Dustyn, we have
Good
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 morning. How are
morning,
you?
folks. Good morning. I specifically wanted to be on this first podcast for any kind of Australian live reality game. I got a special shirt during Christmas, so I had to jump on it for today. If you two haven't noticed yet, so I had to break out my shirt just so I could be here at 5 a.m. So thanks
Yes,
for having me, folks.
I was gonna tell everyone how dedicated you are to wake up at 5 a.m. to do this because I wouldn't do
It
it.
was just the shirt. That's all it was. No, Survivor Canberra is really great, but it's the shirt. No, really. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited to talk about this new upcoming live reality game. There is a bunch of great cast members on this, so I'm super excited. And for the folks that are watching at home right now or wherever you're watching, make sure you subscribe to Live Reality Games either here on Facebook, on YouTube, and just follow along. So you can follow along with Josh and Vince as they cover this season. So
Yes, it's actually Australian Day as well. Dustin, if you not know.
I had no idea. No idea.
Um, let me just address the elephant in the room. Riley's supposed to be here, but he's probably not gonna make it. Or if he's gonna make it, it's gonna be in later on the towards the end of it. So we're gonna carry on without him. So okay, let's do. Do we?
That
Are we?
slacker, I tell you, he joined me for a Mayhem Manor cast assessment back in the day. So it's been a while since I've seen that guy. So
Oh well, we missed you, Riley. Josh is having some issue with the internet, so he's gonna be in and out, unfortunately. So do you want to start, Dustin?
yeah. Dan shared with us. Dan's the host and producer of the Survivor series. He said just follow along with the Instagram page. So at Dan's discretion, we have the Instagram here. So Instagram is full of great, useful knowledge. So make sure you check that out. If you're not quite yet familiar with the players here, they also do a great little bio thing on their YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to that as well. Vince, you said just to go in order. So first up here on the red team, we got Laura.
Yes, Laura. So Laura is she works in retail. She's from Colombia and she's a yoga teacher. She's 32 years old. What do you think about Laura, Dustin?
I watched her cast video just a little bit. Not a little bit, but more recently, I guess you could say. She seemed to be maybe jet lagged or something. Or Riley might be, as Brendan says in the comments, Brendan thinks Riley's hungover. Maybe Laura was a little hungover too. She claims she wasn't at 100%. So I hope maybe it's just a quick little bug gets out of her system. However, that could work to her advantage because if you're seen as super strong at some points of the game, you might go further. However, pretty much day one, you got to be on your top of your game. So I'm a little worried, but as I said in the comments too on the YouTube, I really wish her the best of luck. I hope to see her in better spirits, I guess.
She also said she's really electric, she's really into sports and stuff. So I think if that's her greatest asset and then she's not performing at her 100%, so I don't know how well she's gonna do in the game where it's you have to spend overnight as well. So she's gonna be keep lagging behind everyone else if she can't muster the energy to sort of finish the 2 days game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like I like
yeah.
Sorry. I like her presence. I think she has like a great presence like within the cast. However, I just don't from her like video I didn't really get like social. I sort of got like more like challenge sort of focused in her video, Meet the Cast. I didn't play so high personally.
Yeah, me too.
But that was mainly due to the fact that she was just challenge focused for me, and it's not a good thing going into the game. You sort of want to create the bonds, create the friends.
But
Yeah.
she did say she's a people person though. So, but on that video, it doesn't come across the people person. Like she's a bit more. Maybe it's tiredness, or she's like not 100% like there. So like you can't really tell is that her 100%. So like maybe she's like, I just want to be left alone, and to get her my own energy to this next 2 days. So in that video, it doesn't come across as a people person.
Yeah, Vince, you had us kind of rank people in like a pre-merge category, a merge, and like a final 3. I do have Laura in pre-merge, but I do have high hopes. I hope she goes further than what I thought. At first, I did have her at like the top tier, and then as I was rewatching everyone's videos, I kind of reshuffled, and I was a little bit more strategic instead of doing my fan favorite for like top 3. So I hope her the best. Someone says. Matthew here, she reminds of Emma from Backyard Season 1. I have not caught up with Season 1 yet. I did watch Season 2, of course. I'm not familiar with Emma.
Season 1. So Emma in Season 1 came to Backyard completely hungover. She was called last minute. She wasn't getting ready, and she ends up going really far. So
yeah, she did.
Oh,
sorry to spoil it slightly for you.
No, I'm excited. It's like a great movie. You know how it ends sometimes, but you want to see everything before that too.
Yeah.
I actually, same with Dustyn, I place her as pre-merge, but I also put her as the first boot of the Red Tribe.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, she is my first boot of the Red Tribe as well. But I really want her to like prove us wrong.
Yes.
Like so much. I want that for her. Not for anybody else in the cast. That's what I want for her. I want her to prove us wrong. Everyone else in the cast, no. But yeah.
Can I just mention that why is it Kara from Australian Survivor commented on that photo?
Well, I'm not too sure. Yeah, Double Duchess of Double Bay is Kara from Brain vs. Brawn that just aired.
Like really?
Survivor
Oh,
TV
hey,
show.
Kara! Well, next time, maybe we can do a recap with Kara.
Maybe Kara knows Laura.
Maybe. And they've also tagged George, so maybe George knows. Yep. Kara kept voting.
Well, like the comment. There we go.
True. Yeah, that is actually very true. Anyway, so we've all picked her pre-merge. But yeah.
Ready to go next?
Yeah.
Okay. We have Keegan.
So Keegan, we're quite familiar with Keegan. Me and Josh know Keegan. He also run the challenge part of the Melbourne Survivor as well. And he played in the backouts in season 2. So he said that he wants to play unrecognized, but unfortunately that's not going to happen because there's a few people from Melbourne that knows him. So it's going to be hard for him to play under the radar. That's why he says he's going to like trying to do like have total control like Boston Rob in Redemption Island. So what do you think of Keegan's chances? And he's the first one who plays the trifecta. So he played Melbourne Survivor season 1, Backout season 2, and now in Canberra season 1.
So he's really like the Australian LRG king in this case, right? He's played everything.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to go into the game and like try play like Boston Rob, you've got to hope the cast doesn't know the game. And unfortunately, I think a lot of this cast know the game, so I don't think Keegan's going to get his wish in playing like Boston Rob. However, he's very challenged. Like he's very challenge strength. Like he's got huge challenge strength, and they'll need him for quite a little bit on the red tribe. But yeah, I don't like his chances. Just because he's so well known. Like I would vote him off first time I had a chance to, because he's always made merge. He's always been like that bigger threat and headed towards the end of the game, and I just don't. I personally wouldn't want to be against that.
Can I just mention something? Keegan also play with his sister Emily that we both play with. So
Yeah.
there's another added sort of
Oh, I
complication
didn't
in
know
there.
that they were siblings.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also he shaved his beard. According, yeah, Liz said.
No, I don't think that decreases his threat level,
No,
unfortunately.
yeah, everyone knows that's Keegan.
Yeah, I don't know what he looks like with a beard, but I would say like without a beard, he could be seen as more intellectual as well. So they're like, "Ooh, okay, he's like thinking harder this season." But it's great that he has the background of like production and everything and how to like run a challenge. So he might be able to see like ways to do it differently than the other team per se. So I think having that experience as production always adds an extra element of knowledge and like experience that he can use in the game. Similar to as you all have mentioned before, he is more of an earlier boot for me as well. Unfortunately,
Really?
Keegan, just based on his threat level.
I actually put in the merch because I feel like Keegan's the kind of person who's going to make merch regardless. Like people are going to keep him because he's good in challenges, and then they're going to cut him like once you hit the merch. So I high hopes of Keegan though.
He is that position right before merge for me. So
yeah, after the swap, they'll be like, we don't need you anymore. So all right, anything else you want to say? So Josh, you put him as pre-merge as well for Keegan. Josh?
yes, he's gonna say yes.
Yes.
I read his mind. So.
Okay, can we? Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just say next, and magically it'll change.
Okay, Charlene. Charlene is 54 years old, and I think she's the oldest in the cast. She's a photographer.
Personally, one of my favorites. I think she had a great personality. As the oldest member, I'm pretty sure it's always a little bit more difficult to make those connections, and of course, you're kind of seen as a target at first too. But I hope she can connect with the folks. Like if she is there, like I am there for her. Like she was super funny, and she was gonna play. She understood it that she could be seen as the mother of the tribe, but over like a 2-day event, you're not gonna make those connections. You're not gonna miss your mom all that much. But you never know in these games.
I actually what I wrote down, she has a really good self-awareness. I think when playing this kind of games, actually have a good self-awareness of like where you stand and how people perceive you. And she did mention a lot of factors like, she knows her weakness, which is impatient, and she knows her strength, and she knows she's bossy and she would take charge. So, I mean, that's a good thing that when you know what your weakness is, you can try to overcome it. So I actually put her in really high in my final 3.
Oh, wow.
But she also mentioned as the oldest in the tribe, in the game as well, she also mentioned that her best friends she hang out with like people half her age, which is the group that she's played with. So compared to... Yeah, so then she would have there's no issue about communication or that like age gap with the cast. Hopefully that's what she said. So I think she will able to like mingle everyone, and then she can utilize his like social skills, and then she'll probably go far. And she also understand like a lot of like, she talk about the gender dynamics, she talk about the age dynamics. So she understand all these issues before going on. Then she'll probably have a solution to solve all those problems that she might have to face in the game.
Yeah, I actually have it quite high as well. And my main reason is I feel like she gives you like that cool mum vibe. Like, you know, Mean Girls, how they've got like, I'm not just a regular mum, I'm a cool mum, and she gives the kids drinks and stuff. I just get that feeling. Like I get that feeling like she's like a friend's mum, and she'll like really love like hanging out with like the kids and playing the game and stuff like that. And I reckon she's dangerous. I don't want to play against her. I reckon she'd be very dangerous. I do actually have her in my top 3 as well.
Wow. Oh, you have a final 3.
Yeah, I do. I have her as second place, so I just feel like, yeah, I feel like she won't get the credit she deserves.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. See, had I been gearing myself towards this draft as like I traditionally do and just go with my favorites to the end, no matter what the situation, and then make up this bizarre circumstance how they all get there. I went a little bit more strategic this time. So she didn't quite make my final 3, but definitely I would hope to see her near the end for sure.
Okay. Right, we can move on to the next one.
All right, we have Isaac.
No, Isaac. Isaac is, how is he? 24, a support worker. Only thing I got home, he's like really chill. He's just giving me the chill vibe.
Yeah, that's a vibe I got too.
A super friendly. Like if anybody was going to be like fan favorite, I think it's going to be Isaac already. Like he has such an outstanding like personality. You just want to hang out with this guy. I think that's a huge threat level going into merge and then into finals. So I think he's really going to bond with folks at first, make it to the merge, and then get cut somewhere at merge because everyone's like, can't have Isaac sitting at the end.
And he is quite sporty as well. I think he plays like, I don't know, just multiple sports as well. So he's going to do well in challenges and then become a challenge threat, and then it's going to get cut afterwards.
I actually have him pre-merge.
Oh.
My only reasoning is I just feel like he's the type of guy that like, if he's on the chopping block, he'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, he's like, yeah, I'll just deal with it. I won't try and get myself off. I had a fun time. You know, I'm here for a meme type situation. Like it is just, I just don't feel like he's gonna fight for his spot if he ever gets his name out there. I just feel like, yeah.
That's a very good point. That's a good point. I see Liz maybe a fan too, based on our Instagram page here too. So make sure you check out Liz Riley as well on Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I get. That's how I get from him. So he's in my pre-merge group.
Right, we can go on to the next one. Charlene. She's 29 and she works in communication, so she's a good communicator. She also said she's a good judge at character.
What is up with this like blank Instagram page? Like, Charlene, where are your fans here? Have they not watched the video? Like, she's super personal. She was one of my instant favorites. Like, the fact that she's wearing like a suit coat or whatever into her like Survivor thing, like 100%. She's in communications. Where are these people are not ready for her yet? Like, this is blank, people. Blank. We need to fill this out for her. Like, I have really high hopes for her.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned blank because my paper actually is just blank for her. I've just written Charlene and not wrote anything down for her. So I don't know for her done. So she must have done much of an impression on me.
I just think you forgot to watch the video. So after this, you're gonna rewatch it and then leave some comments.
Well, I guess I must, but I do remember the video, which is even sadder. I hope she goes far. I just didn't write anything down for her, so yeah.
I actually put her as my final 3 as well. She is another person I wrote down self-awareness. Like she mentioned about her, like her capabilities and her weaknesses, and then what she's looking for alliances that are different than her. Like I would think that's a really kind of good strategy. Like you want to have like hang out with like people who's going in like challenges or like totally different than you because they probably mingle with the different people, and then you can bring those into like a big alliance. And I think she has the right strategy going in, and then she has the right personal skills as well.
I just want to apologize for the audience at home. I had my notes on a separate screen. I didn't realize when I switched screens, like the big screen would go away. I was like, what's going on here? So I apologize, folks. I should have actually taken paper notes this time instead of switching back and forth between different tabs on my computer just to like relook at my rankings here. Charlene's definitely making merge. Like, it's another. I have high hopes for like a lot of this cast too, but everyone can't get to the end. I don't have her getting to the end, but if she is there, I'm all right with it. I am all right with it.
So Charlene's in my merge as Growl, but I don't know why when I don't have any notes for her. So I'm wondering if I've written anything down, or if she's just to be that forgetful, she just walk straight in there, and just people will forget about it.
No, she's super well spoken.
I don't know.
I don't
I
think
can't
she can make it to
yeah,
the final three. Like she's gonna get cut. She ain't gonna make it to the end. So just like Isaac, like she's super likable. So
yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
no.
I was checking my notes.
Are we on next, Vince?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Brendan.
Brendan.
Well, no, Brendan. Brendan is a close friend of ours. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Liz. Is that an inside joke?
Oh no, I went to Liz's house today and I had a different shirt on.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Brendan's 34. He's from Melbourne, and we all know Brendan. He's a super fan. He's really highly involved in orgs. He plays a lot of orgs. Too many to mention. And he said he wants to be a hero this time because he always played the villain kind of role. So,
I personally can't see Brendan playing a hero.
No, yeah, I don't. It's just who he is. Sorry, Brendan. Like you're just a villain. Can I also go on a tangent? I hate the question, "Are you a hero or villain?" Like, what is that kind of question? Like, what? It's for me. It's like, why do you ask people to shoehorn themselves into a certain like character? I guess. Like, let them people play the way they want to play. Like, they can be a hero, or they can be a villain. Doesn't matter. They can be an anti-hero. So I just don't like the questions. Sorry, Dan.
I'm never a fan of protagonists in any book, in any movie. I'm like, main characters. I don't care about you.
Yeah.
It's always the side characters that I feel like more connected with in general. So I'd rather be one of those. But yeah, to go into a game thinking like you have a plan in place, like I always feel like that's a rough strategy because you're going to be taken back and be like, oh, I can't make this move. I have to be a hero. And that move is going to like mess you up at the end. So I always hope for like a more open view of the game instead of having one specific mindset. It's interesting that you said that Brendan plays a lot of like online games and is usually the villain in things. He mentioned it briefly, but I really saw him geared towards that as well. As a big fan of the game, you always want to make big moves and backstab people and blindside. And that I think always like dampers people's gameplay.
I feel like if you overanalyze it like way too much, and like I feel like Brendan might at this point because like he's never really played, like he's played live game before but not filmed, so it's a completely different aspect of playing like a filmed game to like even just like a day game where it's not filmed and and you've only got a short time to bond with people. If it's over a couple of days, people might start seeing flaws where he is more focused on himself than more like a group type of thing. I can see making merge just due to the fact he's really sociable, but I don't see a final 3 for Brendan personally.
I actually put in a pre-merge because he's playing with Ash. That's another because I know them, so that's another factor I need to put in. I put in a pre-merge, and also because the red tribe might be I think physically weaker than the blue tribe. That's why I put him in a pre-merge position.
I have him there too.
To be honest with you, I don't think like physical strength in a live reality game is the biggest sort of like aspect why tribal is a challenge. Like, yes, there's a little bit of running, but every puzzle and everything at the end always takes nearly triple the amount of or quadruple the amount of time to finish than what does just like a little running section. So I don't really see it being much of an issue that the red tribe would be able to run as fast as the blue tribe, for example. Like I don't think that's the issue.
I agree with Matt that like the perceptions do that. Like I think we play a few of these games and then it's still an easy target like people can just put out there, just
Of course.
And then people
yeah.
be
Speaking of playing one of these games, congratulations, Vince. It looks like you got Final 3 on one of the little smaller events that you do. So nice job.
Yes, I did. And I was really bad in challenges.
Challenges don't matter. Challenges don't matter in my eyes. Like if somebody is crap at challenges, I'm not voting them out for that reason.
I don't want to revisit history, but do we have anything to say about Brennan?
Yeah, well, on the challenge aspect, like Josh said too, you never know what that next challenge is. So you could do bocce balls, you could do hopscotch next round, you could do rock, paper, scissors. You don't know what that is. So claiming somebody is good at challenges and bad at challenges, in my sense too, is something to really not to be considered because you have no idea what that is. Brennan could be a hopscotch like king, as it says, or something like that, and it could be great for him. So you never know. But yeah. I think you said next, right? So
yes.
Okay, Ben.
So Ben's a student, and he's 22 years old. He's actually an alternate. The first person I ever seen admitted to that. He's a super fan himself. The only beef I have with him is that he's gonna lie about his degree in marketing because he thinks people gonna see him differently because you study marketing. Like what?
Well, I guess marketing is just a kind of way of like swinging things for their appeal. So I could see where he's going with it, but in the sense of like a live reality game, I don't think so.
No.
If he said he was some like super secret detective or something like that, maybe. But marketing degree, probably.
Yeah, not. I mean, like, I don't think people's gonna remember his name like after.
Yeah.
I don't. People are gonna remember what you studied. To be honest.
I mean, like when I played, I lied about my job because I was.
And how'd that go?
And look, nothing. It didn't affect anything at all.
No one cares.
Like, nobody cares. Like, there's nothing about lying about your job. Like, you don't gain anything from it. You tell another lie to a group of people you've just met, and you're gonna tell lies anyway, regardless. So why keep building them up?
And I want to go on a tangent because he said like, oh, like marketing's all about like advertising, like manipulation and stuff. But like normal people don't associate with that. Like I don't know, like I don't associate with like. I mean, I do understand advertisements all about manipulation, but I would not like equate that like as a marketing student you're gonna be really good at manipulation.
Not at all.
Yeah, backing up just for a moment, Ashley makes a comment. She says, wait, who's Brendan? So maybe they don't know each other. And then Brendan responds with, the sass is real. So maybe they bickered a little bit in this series. So I'm excited to see how this has adapted. Now they knew each other beforehand. Whatever, we can say that. So
I'm actually surprised they put them together because they come from the same.
Yeah, same.
City. Yeah, so.
But I guess like when you look at like putting casting together, putting it together is probably better than putting them apart. Because then there's more ways to have connection between the two with different tribes, and then meet up, connect with more people.
I'm sure that's a great discussion with the casting person who will split them into team, either like a Dan or something like that. Like, because it always comes out to consideration. Like, so.
What do you put Ben in? What category?
Now, I sort of forgot about Ben, so give me one sec, I'll let you know.
I'm putting his pre-merge.
No, I tracked him in my merge. And my paperwork says, regardless of the fact he lied to everyone when he starts the game, I still feel like he's going to be sociable enough to make it through. But yeah, just make it through. That's not make it anywhere further.
Yeah.
Just scrape over the line.
I had him in merge as well. I had him pretty much first person booted out at merge, kind of. Like he's coming in with a passion, and we don't see that with a ton of people in this cast. I can say there are some people that are like ready to go, and then some people are like, "Oh, I'm just here for fun." Ben is here to prove something to himself and why he should have been cast as regular. So I think he'll have that drive to get at least to merge. I don't know about end game situation though.
All right, can we go to the next?
Ashley.
Okay, yes, Book of the Devil. She's 23 years old. She's a preschool teacher, and
the opposite of a devil, actually, from the sound of it.
She likes to be. Okay, the one thing I picked out is lying is my favorite. So she's gonna, and she's a good liar. I know Ashley. She's a good liar.
There's not.
I'm excited to see her play. Like, she seems super nice. She's definitely somebody that I would like to hang out with. If you can zoom in on your screen right here, and I don't know if I can, but that's the opposite of a zoom in. But I tried. She's got a nice little smiley face on her middle finger. So, which is either it's really cute or she wants to flip people off and with a smiling face. So,
knowing Ash, I think it's the latter.
The latter. Okay.
Josh, what do you think about Ash? You have opinions.
Opinions, yes. Look, Ash comes across really vibrant and bubbly when you first meet her. And then after a while, she changes. But I feel like she won't get along with a lot of the women in the tribe. That will be a detriment.
Yeah.
Like,
so she was in one of the trial like in 2020, before the whole Corona thing. She did pretty well as well, and she's really good in social. Like she's really good in social skills, in social dynamics and stuff. And so I did put her in merge, but she's not gonna win. I'm sorry, Ash.
like her and Charlene will not get along. I can call it right now. They are two polar opposite people. I just cannot see it happening. And it really depends on whoever they get a hold of first. But I feel like Brendan will pull in too many people for Ashley to keep her stuff safe.
I like the comment that Josh made that Ashley and Charlene will be on opposite sides, because that kind of plays up to how my draft is correlated. So I like looking at like the initial tribes too. Like in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, the red team is going to fracture at some point, and blue team is pretty much going to take it. Of course, I'm not sure if these are exactly how the teams are divided, but this is how they are advertised on their Instagram page. So we're just only assuming at this point. But yeah, that plays up to kind of my storyline, I guess. So I like the comment, Josh.
Yeah, I know Ash. I know Ash for like about 3 years. So I just know she doesn't get along. If she doesn't get along with the person, she doesn't get along with it. And it's pretty obvious what happens.
You know, and the opposite of Charlene's Instagram page, like Ashley's got the comments here, like she's got some fans here. So
maybe she pay those people.
I wish
all like
okay,
fake Ashley accounts. That's what they are.
I wish good things for Ash. I wish good things for Ash.
She's gonna hate me because I said this. Because I know her. It's fine.
Next. Oh, okay. First person to blue. We should remind people. Make sure you tune in to Survivor Canberra over on YouTube. When does the first episode come out, Vince?
4th of February.
4th of February. Okay, make sure you tune in for that. And of course, make sure you subscribe here as well. But we're here with Rose.
Yes. We also know Rose. Rose is actually the sister of Liz.
She's Liz's sister?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All this good stuff that I didn't know about before.
So yeah, so she's part of the Melbourne sort of group, like with Keegan, Emily, Ash, Brendan. What else am I missing? Is that it? Yeah, 4 people.
Emily, Brendan, Ash, Keegan. Yeah.
5? Oh, I don't know. Okay, anyway. So yeah, we also seen her play. She played a trial with Brendan before, so her and Brendan met. Not sure about the like if they maintain sort of a friendship or something, but seen her play. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes. She's a social player. That's what she said.
I've actually played with Rose before in a live game.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's definitely social. I've heard that. However, she talks too much. when she played a live game with me and she made final 3, and her final tribal cancel speech was way too long. And
you live and you learn.
Exactly. So maybe that was a good stepping stone for her to eventually win. And maybe she learned not to speak so much.
Hopefully somebody told her before she played this game, right?
Well, we sort of did tell her at the event. It was sort of mean. We sort of said it, but anyway, Survivor is sometimes cutthroat.
Rose is my favorite in this cast. She was super pragmatic. She was super down to earth. Rose is my favorite. So it's funny that she is Liz's sister. But just her personality was back. I just liked everything that she talked about. From the first sentence or something like that, I was like, Rose, I am here for Rose. So Rose made my final 3. The first time I can say that for anyone in the cast right now. So,
everyone's roasting me.
Oh, see?
Yep.
Josh, we already hate you already.
No, everyone's hating me already. Charlene, I didn't have anything written down for you. So.
And now you do. So.
Now I do. I feel like when she played the game she played, she was really tight with one person. So I wonder if she's going to take the same route this time.
That plays into my story perfectly, Josh. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So
okay,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually have her in my top 3 as well.
Oh really? I put her as
yeah. She's just too sociable. She's really good at it, and scarily good at it. I love you all.
All right, can we next?
I know, Josh, you were looking forward to roasting people on this, and I think they're just roasting you back more. So,
yeah, I know.
All right, well, maybe this next person we can catch up. Jeremy.
All right, Jeremy. 27 years old, a receptionist. He was a big sporty person. I think he played AFL, and then he has an injury. That's why he's not going to be a physical player. I think it's actually good for him because he's not come across but people like him is going to be people will be like, oh, challenge threat. And then with this way, he's going to be like the Tyson blood versus water. He's going to be lay low, but people are still going to view him as really valuable to the tribe. And I think he's going to make it to merch. But I don't think he's going to make it to final 3.
So with Jeremy, I have written down. Where is my? Yeah. So sorry, I've written down for Jeremy. He says he wants to play under the radar. And he doesn't want to be the head of an alliance. I feel like if you look like a challenge beast, you're not gonna be able to do that at the start of the game. So he's definitely going to be having to call the shots, and people will be looking up to him for that sort of that person essentially. He'll be that person where people will go to and say, you should be voted out. And he won't even get a chance to play the way he wants to play going in. But yeah, I don't see things for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to come in with an adaptability factor, which is always nice. Like you said, Josh, he He thought he was going to play a physical game, but as Liz says, maybe we should form a cult around him. However, he might be injury prone. I don't know if that's the safest bet there, Liz. But yeah, it's interesting because we don't see anything particular. Maybe his foot is like on a cast or something. Maybe his hand. But Vince, do you think?
Maybe subconsciously I project that.
So I'm wondering if it's just like maybe like a running aspect, and maybe he's a great thrower still or something like that. So I don't think it'll harm him too much, depending on exactly what it is.
I hope he plays up with the injury, be like, oh, like, yeah, my rupture my ACL, I can't really do shit. Like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
And then he's puzzle
Really
person, and then he messes it up or something like that. Then it's like, oh, bye, Jeremy.
Right, we can.
I don't think he's.
Sorry,
I
Josh.
just don't think he's going to be able to do what he wants to do, and the game's going to like dictate around him, and he won't have much of a chance to do what he wants to do, and then he'll be catch you later.
I think he's maybe playing for like next season. He's like, all right, folks, I'm going to come back next season and tip-top shape. So, you know.
Yeah, he's playing for that all-star spot.
Hey, there's always Melbourne and backyard. So, you know, Jeremy, if something doesn't work out here, a little bit down the road, okay?
Exactly. Next. Oh, next we have Janine. She's 51 years old and she works as an insurance consultant. Compared to Charlene, I actually think she's gonna be like really have an issue with the age gap. She seems more.
Can I put you up for a second? Why are we comparing her to Charlene?
Well, they're in the same age gap.
That doesn't mean anything, though. They're completely different.
It does because they share sort of similar point of view.
Really.
They're more common than a 20-year-old. Like I would have nothing in common with like a 10-year-old. Just saying.
I don't see many 10-year-olds
people
playing Survivor.
People are comparing like people due to age. Like, why are we comparing like the 23-year-olds to each other?
What? Yeah.
Why are we comparing like the 33-year-olds to each other? Like, why are we comparing the older people to each other? Like, why is that always a thing? That's what I'm trying to get.
Because they're in the same age group.
But we're not comparing all the 23-year-olds with each other. Why are we doing that?
No, I was making the point that compared to Charlene, Charlene mentioned that she's hanging out with the younger people, but in Janine, I think she's about really mom vibe. Like that's why I said she will be having the age gap issue. I didn't particularly mention like that's the reason I compared it, not like because they actually are in the same age group. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I just think like players and like people just need to like forget about age, like, and we need to stop comparing people that are like in the same sort of age group because they're older. Like, I thought we should pass it, to be honest. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I think Josh has a great point too. I think we should like start thinking differently. Like, but of course, this isn't something we can fix overnight per se. People are going to still have those biases in the game, and they're going to think Janine is not going to run as fast as Jeremy on a good day or something like that. So they're just going to assume that Janine's going to be less of a physical player, most likely. And then probably because they like split the two older ladies up too. Like one's on one team, one's on the other team, so they kind of balance each other out too. And having the discussion for many people playing these games, a lot of people do see that as an instant thing. Like, what's the word? It's one of those basic connections that people have that they just see and they are immediately drawn or observe that in somebody. So it's just a baseline connection or something like that. I love Janine. Like, Janine is my second favorite. I have her in my finals. I think it works in her favor on her team. I see some strong players being able to bond with her really well, particularly Rose. So I really hope they hit it off well and work well because Janine is sitting in my final three, folks. So
Janine isn't in my final three. I just feel like she's gonna be
out, Josh.
I am. she seems to me to be like the most loyal person in the cast. I feel like she's the one that will not backstab anyone. Once she makes a connection, once she makes a line, she'll be that person. She'll be that person all the way to the end. I also love her pet peeve, how she hates stupid people. Love it. I feel the same way. They really rile me up when they say things that don't make sense. But yeah. She's merged for me.
Josh, where did you see Janine at? I mean, sorry, Vince, where did you see Janine at?
First boot in the blue tribe.
What?
Yeah.
Missing the boat here. Missing the boat. Like, no, Janine's going all the way.
No, I just feel like 20. I don't know. Like, I don't want to mention it again. Sorry, because Josh doesn't like it. So.
All right. I guess moving on. Let's see who we got. Emily, somebody we're very familiar with. Hey, Emily, welcome back. So.
Yes, Emily. I think she probably learned a few skills from Melbourne Survivor, so I think she's gonna do well regardless. She's gonna make much like Keegan. So.
And you mentioned that their secret relationship. Do you think a lot of people in this cast know that Emily and Keegan are related?
Brendan, Ashley knows, Rose knows. So I don't know if they're gonna tell people, but it's something to be put on target on those two, actually.
Yeah, we played with Emily in Melbourne Survivor. We didn't actually get to play with her. But she was actually really good at the challenges. And she won 3 out of, I think, 6 or 7 of the merge challenges. So, like, you know, she was quite immune for a long time. I've actually played with her twice. I played with her in a trial as well that we've held for Melbourne Survivor, and in that as well, in sticky situations constantly. Like, she will work her way around to get herself out of them spots, and she does it flawlessly. I've put her in my merge. I think, regardless of her being like known to some of the cast, I just don't see her being like a threat, like being perceived as a threat for them to get her out of there. Yeah.
I see Keegan and Emily being a pair. I think if you get rid of one of the members of the pair, the other person goes pretty far. I think that's going to be the case here. So I have Keegan going before merge, and then so I have Emily getting into merge kind of because of that. I think that's going to downplay her threat level. We always see her kind of like falter at the end. There's usually some decision that Emily makes, and she knows later on, she's like, oh, I made the wrong choice. And I think that's going to come back and bite her again. But like you said, I think she's really good at challenges. So that's also going to up her threat level at the end. Like, it gets down to individual. And Emily is winning a few of them. Like, anybody can watch like Melbourne Survivor. Make sure you tune into that to see some of Emily's gameplay. Like, she had great gameplay. She was super social. And she dominated those challenges. But once she lost a challenge, then she was really in trouble. So.
Yep. Next.
Dom.
Okay. I have so many things to say about this.
Mr. Mensa himself.
Yes. First of all, I just can't.
Rip into him, Vince.
We know John as well.
Yes.
So when I first watched the video, I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, he's not recognizable. Like the way he speaks, and he just really like. I think when I met him, like in real life, it's not real life, but like online, it's more like humble. But in that video, is really like out there. So I was like in a shock. I don't think he has a. I'm not sure whether he's playing out for the camera or his lack of self-awareness, but it's just everything he talk about himself, it's like he's at this high level. There's no like, I don't have any weakness. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bench press. You know, I'm gonna win this. Don't need to compete. I'm gonna win. Like, so I just yeah, I don't have high hopes for Tom if he's gonna carry that big boss energy into the game?
I think he's putting on a persona to the camera at first, and then I hope he's gonna tune down a little bit or turn down his personality just a little bit to try to be more relatable to people. I don't know how well it's going to go for him. He is a pre-merge for me, kind of based on his intro. And yes, like Liz says, he's excited. Everyone's excited to play for the first time too. So I feel like he's going to be one of those like sprint to the finish line and he's going to fall and trip at first. So that's how I think it's going to go.
I don't even think he'll leave the starting blocks, to be honest. I think he'll fault himself out twice and he'll be gone straight away. Like he's my first boot. I just
Mine too.
when people play up for the camera, it like does my head in, and I'm just like, as much as like I've known Dom for like quite a while as well, and watching his video, that wasn't Dom. That wasn't the Dom I know. Anyway, so when I've seen him playing up for the camera, I know he may be excited. He may have taken some illegal substances or whatever, but he to me he just wasn't. That's not Dom. That's not the Dom I know. So as soon as he started talking up himself, I'm just like, nah, I've lost all interest.
Yeah, maybe after the bench press this.
No, I think after he said he was part of the Mensa group,
Yeah,
and that was like the first thing he said, and now it's just he's now called the Mensa Man to me. That's his nickname. Yeah.
And then he show his bicep as well. He's like, look at these babies. It's just it was so funny.
I don't remember specifically him showing off his biceps per se, but he did say he was physically fit and very well-rounded.
I mean, you probably have to have biceps
rounded
to show him
person,
off.
he said. So.
Oh wow! Good luck to Dom. Hopefully, you prove us wrong.
Good luck, Dom. I hope he really. I hope he proves us wrong.
Okay, next we have Brad. Oh wait,
Ben.
sorry. Dom make me so excited. Can't wait to see him bench press.
Brad has a huge fan on Instagram. It looks like whoever. Oh, he's got a. Oh my goodness, Brad has lots of fans. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Actually, that's why I put his. And he's my winner pick. Sorry, guys.
He's also my winner pick.
Really?
He made final three for me. So Brad is our fan, our pick to pretty much run the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does his video, he doesn't. I think he's really undersell. Like compared to Dom, he's really undersell. He's like, oh, I'm not good at this. I'm really like, I'm introvert, probably gonna cut off like really quickly. I can't form social bonds. So but I don't know why. There's like a vibe that him's like giving good vibes. Like you want to like drawn to him, I guess. Like in a like you feel like, he's a nice guy. Like I want to align with him. He's gonna be honest. So that's why I put him as a winner pick because I think social skills is really important, and he has plenty of those.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from the audience here. What Mensa is? Josh, clearly a Mensa member as well. Josh, can you explain what Mensa is?
I am not a Mensa member at all. Essentially, think.
Is that a red Dustyn?
No, I just took a
wasn't
stab at it. Sorry.
Yes,
essentially
Josh,
Mensa's
you
like-
claim to be in the Mensa as well.
No, I don't claim to be in Mensa. Should get dumb on here. Essentially, as far as I know, Mensa is like a group of like people with like an IQ over a certain amount. So it's like you're in like a certain club.
No, he works in Rat Rooster, so it's not even Macca's level.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even that good enough to work at Macca's.
Well, actually,
anyway.
can I
Okay,
say,
now that's
Dom,
a term I don't know. So
Dom, can you show us like the certificate that you're a member? Because you can't just say this kind of stuff without any proof.
I think to become a Mensa member, you just have to take a test, and then once they credit you that you did really well on the test, I think it's like an annual membership. I think it's just a way of like saying that you're super smart, but they just keep taking your money. Like every every year they ask for like $50 or something. So it's really just an organization that takes smart people's money. So,
but are you smart for giving people money? Like, it sort of backfires.
You get a little badge at least, maybe.
No, if they're
yeah.
smart enough, they make a lot of money. That's what I'm saying.
But I think Brad might be smart as well. Like he came off very laid back, very personable as well. A little bit underwhelming, but I think that's gonna help him with a cast of a little bit louder people, I guess you could say. So as we talked about earlier when we got to Brad here, he is final 3 for me. Maybe not the winner, but pretty close to it.
Can I just point out he also share a same pet piece with
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you.
Sorry, I should have explained it to you. He hates slow people. So same with Ash. So I think
slow walkers.
When they meet, they're gonna burn together.
I think we all hate slow walkers though. I think that's like everyone hates them. Like you can't be walking behind somebody who's walking slow and be like, this is fun. Like I think we all internally hate slow walkers.
Really, it just makes you slow down and like, oh, look at this wonderful flower. I wouldn't have noticed this if I was walking so quickly. Like, or thank goodness I would have stepped on this piece of gum had I been walking faster. So, I'm thankful for those times. So
Brad does like a bunch of strategy-based games as well. Which I think he likes Survivor purely based on the strategy side of things, which is what I actually like, to be honest. I'm not so much on the social side of the game.
We all know that, Josh.
Oh, we all know that. It's common knowledge.
You don't need to say it.
Yeah, but I vibe. I vibe with Brad.
All right, all right, Brad's going to be winning this game, so we're going to move on. Alex. So Alex is 28. She's a teacher, and she also is an outdoor person. There's a lot of outdoor person this season. Great cast. But I put her as a casual fan. That's why I put her in the pre-merge, because I feel like she probably doesn't understand a lot of the game, and then people will be like, oh, people are going to carry her as a goat and stuff. So I put her in the pre-merge.
I wouldn't say carry. I think she's got a good personality and whatnot. I think she understands a little bit of the gameplay per se, but I do have her kind of being the easy out on a vote during merge. So I do have her in merge, but I think she might be a casualty of a twist or something like that somebody has to go. And I think Alex just draws the short straw in that.
I've written down, she seems outspoken, which is pretty broad. She seems outspoken, which means I feel like if somebody rubs her the wrong way, everyone's going to know about it. Which will be fun to watch. Like, watching the world burn for Alex is, like, great. Like, I think that'll be great. It'll be great content. It'll be great to see it watched. But, yeah, I just don't... She's in my merge, but I just... If she makes the final 3, she'd be too outspoken to have, like, any respect, in my eyes, by the jury.
It's only 2 days.
You gotta get your point across too, so it helps to be outspoken in the final 3. Because if somebody else is talking more than you, you're like, no, I need a little bit more spotlight here.
I guess for a 2-day game, it makes more sense for an outspoken person to probably potentially make it further than somebody who's just not wanting to speak that much and stuff like that. And
I guess it depends how outspoken it is. Like, if it's just dominating the conversation, then people probably wouldn't like it, because then you're not given a chance to speak. But I don't think Alex is outspoken. I mean, she's not going to be like that bad for me.
She seems like season 2. Do you remember Jess from Backyard? In season 2, Jess from Backyard.
I don't. Was season 2 the one I watched with Kath? Is that in the?
No, that's season 3.
That's season 3. Okay, so I've not caught up on season 2 yet. So
yeah, She gives me Jess vibes from season 2. She was too outspoken that eventually that's what got rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's a vibe I got.
On that note, Aston.
Last one. 24 years old. He works in the bottle shop. He plays combat sport. I'll get you guys go first. Sorry.
I like how Aston spells his name. Also with a Y. So represent. That's nice. Bonus points for that. I know he's been very vocal in the community, following along with the show. So that is super awesome. So that goes twofolds for me. Sometimes I think like if you're super outspoken, you make it really far and you want to promote like, hey, I won this show. Like everyone watch this. At the same time, he could have had the most fun per se. And that he promotes this stuff just because he had a great experience. And that is a winner in my book in any means. Like if you had a great time, if you made some bonds, you made some friends, like you won, whether you get first place or 11th place, whatever the case may be. So I hope Aston proves me wrong in my cast assessment, but I did try to base it on the intro video where he wanted to play a very strategic and like masterful game. And like I said earlier in this podcast too, I think like if you go in with a mindset of backstabbing and like betraying people and making those big fancy moves, it's gonna hurt and blind you to the good moves in the end.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dustyn. I did say, hey, I think he's gonna play too hard going in. Similar to Dom as well. But he mentioned he's not a confrontational guy as well. So
even though he plays combat sports.
Yeah, that's why I'm like he looks like really like
yes, everyone is saying Matthew with a Y now. Maddie with Y. So I guess props to Matthew as well on the Y train here.
But I also like he seems like on his personality he's really approachable. But I don't know what his side he's going to bring. He's going to bring the combat sport, or he's going to bring like the friendliness of him in him. Like I don't like he's going to play hard. I don't know what it means by playing hard.
So for anyone watching or listening to the podcast through Spotify or something, Josh has added a Y to his name, and then I made Vince. I changed Vince's name on the podcast and added a Y to his name. So now we are Ys across the board.
So with Aston, I said he'd pretty much be good at the challenges, and that he seemed like too big of a Survivor nerd to not be seen as a threat. So that's what I said about Aston. He'll be voted out like early merge for sure.
Oh, you're gonna put in merge?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I did. Let me just double check because I did change my stuff last second. No, I think he is pre-merge, so he must be the vote before pre-merge for me. Dustyn, however, he's like on the cusp. Like if the merge is at 11, so if we're going like 10 merge, he's not there. But if it's 11 merge, he's there.
I think we all put final 10 as the merge.
Yeah, we all did. I did too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think so too. So, I honestly, I'm not a huge Survivor fan. So, like in general, I'm not like a statistician or something like that keeps track of how many people should be in merge at a point. So I just kind of went best guess scenario. So
they're not blank pages; they are written.
Brennan, I actually think you're right, but he proved us wrong.
They are written on pages. Thank you, Brendan.
Yeah. Josh said his only blank page was Charlene, and we quickly corrected him that he should go back and retake some notes that he needs. So
yes, I will go back and have a look at.
Yes,
I will go back and have a look at Charlene's video once again.
Josh, you need to give a public apologies to Charlene that you missed her video.
Oh, good.
So I do have a layout of everyone's overall draft picks. Do we have a volunteer to start? We can go over those quickly.
Me.
You want to start first? I'll pull yours up.
Do you have mine?
Yep.
Okay.
Here is Vince's draft list.
Yay!
So what you got?
So I put Laura and Janine as my first win in each tribe, and then Brendan, Ben, and Dom and Dustyn in there, and then final 3 is Brad, winner pick, Charlene and Carlene.
I like your final 3 for sure. I'm not so sure. I don't know. It's pretty similar to mine. I would say. I think you missed the boat on Janine. I think Janine is going to, like I said, take it really far, but I think it's pretty similar to mine, to be honest. So, Josh.
Yeah, to be honest, you've got 2 of my 3 in the final 3. I don't have Charlene for clearly obvious reasons. But yeah.
Let's see who's next on the slide here. Okay, this is mine. So I didn't really I didn't separate by tribe colors or whatnot. I just, predicted maybe blue to lose a few at first. So I think Dom and Aston, with their over-the-top personalities and their ways of playing the game, I think those are going to lead to an early boot. Laura's sticking around until that red tribe wins, and I hope she recovers. Hopefully it's just the same thing as Emma. Drink some water. You'll be fine in a few hours. You'll be good to go. Yeah, my final 3 are really Rose, Brad, and Janine. I think they're going to really connect at first, kind of run the blue team. And like I said, work with Emily too. Like I said, Keegan was going to get voted out pre-merge, and that helps the partner in that. So I think blue is really going to take it. And that goes with the storyline too of Josh was saying Charlene and Ashley are not going to get along. So they're going to get along to merge and then try to separate from each other. And then that kind of is their demise. And then Rose, Brad, and Janine are going to stick it out.
So I also have 2 of your final 3.
Dustyn, is it Rose your winner pick?
I would say Rose is probably my winner pick. Yeah. Okay. I think Janine is going to be, like you said earlier too, the loyalist in that. So I think they're going to really connect with that. I think Rose and Brad have very similar thought processes. They're just so practical thinking in their interviews that I think they're really going to bond together and kind of lay low, but not too low, and work the game. So
nice.
Since we covered most of Josh's final 3 already, but yeah, go at it.
All right. So I've got Brad. Clearly he's my witness pick. I just get great vibes. I don't get any type of bad feelings about the guy at all. So I feel like a lot of people will have the same opinion on that. Potentially, I'm not sure. I've got Rose in the final 3. I've just seen her play before, and she is phenomenal at this game. She's well spoken. She makes sure she's never on the bottom. She always makes a move that makes more sense for her than others. So I can see that happening. And Carlene, I just see her as this dark horse that's gonna surprise everyone. And just dominate that social game. As far as my first boot, I have Dom, for clear reasons. And yeah, my merge is my merge. I think Keegan will just be needed until the merge hits, and then we'll lose Keegan.
Wait, Josh, can I get who's the first boot in the red tribe? If you think,
my first boot in the red tribe would be Laura. So I've done first boot, second boot, third boot in that order. Yeah. I think Ben will just miss out on the final 4. But I'm meant to move Keegan and Emily around. That's the only 2 people I screwed up their spots. Yeah.
Let me see if I can get a group photo in just a moment. So, what are your predictions throughout the season? I'm not familiar with this series as a whole. Do you know much about who does the production, who's the host, and stuff like that?
So there's 2 hosts, co-hosts I'm not mistaken. It's just like a backup. They're gonna both on the screen together. Daniel and Olivia. And don't know the rest. I only know there's 2 co-hosts. I don't know what the format is. I don't know if it's any Redemption Island. I do know it's filmed in 2 days, and they have a really bad weather that weekend as well. So that's the only thing I know.
Oh yeah, somebody
Yeah, like-
mentioned something about like rain coming in, I think.
Yeah, so bad weather to the point where like their camp became like a river.
Oh no.
They were
Yeah,
evacuated.
yes, like that bad. That's the inside gossip I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really bad that weekend. So, yeah. And I
Okay.
know it had like little to no crew as well. So if you're watching, go message Dan about crewing for season 2.
Yes. I think season 2 will be filmed in March. So if you want to be part of the crew, please message Dan as well, please.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So what are we expecting from our next seasons of like Australian Survivors per se, like live reality games? You mentioned Backyard is coming up soon-ish after this, and then Melbourne is coming on. Do you have any little messages about that as well?
I think Backyard is gonna be on April, May-ish. And then Melbourne will be aiming at July. So that's gonna be one after another. And
It'll pretty much go 1, 2, 3, one after each of the others and stuff like that. So you'll have a lot of Australian LRGs to watch. For the next couple of
I can
months.
wear my shirt a lot then, so that's fantastic.
And-
So folks that are watching in the comments, I kind of quickly rendered the little picture together. So we have Vince's team on top, Josh's draft on second, and then mine on the bottom. Like, obviously, clearly, most people are going to side with my team for sure. But best of luck to you all, okay?
Well, we all know Brad made final 3. Remember last
Yes.
time we did Backyard, we have what's her name?
Liv.
Yes.
Olivia, yeah.
Yeah, Olivia, yes. Oh, and she made merge. But so hopefully
I'm still bummed I was busy for that interview. Like, I was supposed to be in there to meet her. So I can't wait to see her back on All Stars. And I'm definitely going to wake up at 5 o'clock just so I can meet her.
Yeah, anything else we need to talk about? Oh, just before we go, it's premiere on February 4th of February. I don't know what time. Probably on YouTube, I guess. Sorry, Dad.
I'm assuming it's on YouTube. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what time though. So I don't think it has been published anywhere.
Once we find out the time, we will let everyone know.
Yes.
Yes, you can follow along with the live reality games page where I try to do my best of updating and everything. There are links to every show that's airing right now. Everything from like Live to Give. I know a bunch of things are still casting too in the US. And I think, do you have some open castings over on your side of the world too? Possibly. So make sure you tune in there to check it out. And make sure on your way out, make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow along. And that's all I got for this.
Just want to, so not sure, like just to remind everyone, me and Josh going to do a recap as well, as usual. So check us out every week. We haven't decided when. We're trying to maybe fix a date and then
Not decided yet.
Not decided yet, but we'll let everyone know. But Dustyn, before we go, I want to ask you: are you going to watch the new Australian Survivor Blood vs. Water?
I am not planning. Like I said, I watch too many live reality games to have time dedicated to traditional reality TV. So I usually miss out on most everything unless Kirk watches it during like supper or something. So I will definitely tune in then. I looked at the cast. Cast looks amazing. I'm just the first picture I got. I don't know if it was a spoiler or whatnot, but I was super excited to watch it. And if I have the chance, I will watch it. Currently, I am catching up on other things right now. What am I watching?
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, Dustyn, before before we go, because I forgot to mention this. Please play the Melbourne Survivor trial. We are officially incorporated association, so we're gonna have more organizations coming in. So the next one is happening in February 26th. Please visit Melbourne Survivor and click on the application form. It's a 1-day event. It's going to be on the beach. I'm the organizer, so you know it's going to be a good time with me. And it's going to be a lot of classic Survivor challenges. So if you're a big fan, so it's the right trial to play with. And we also have one scheduled in April, one possibly in June, in August, and our film version is going to be in October. So keep an eye on Melbourne Survivor platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, folks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I know it's like waking up 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not the
Go back to sleep.
Yeah, but it's like,
I have more work to do. Survivor British Columbia is what I'm watching right now. That's my current thing. So make sure you tune in. We have another podcast coming up with a recap as well. So,
Dustyn, are you gonna join us for the eventual Brad interview?
Brad, Rose, Janine for sure. Like, you let me know and we can set something up. Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's Charlene as well. Okay. Maybe we can leave Josh out of that one.
I can't wait to meet Charlene. It should be fun.
All right, that's it for today. Thank you for coming and listening and watching whatever you're doing. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the recap.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you at the recap.
Bye.
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 I haven't ended.